And we said this. They do not have money to run this economy. Almost 80% of the money they've been collecting goes to debt finance. They only have 20%. If you go to government offices today, they don't even have printing paper. They don't even have toilet paper for their staff. Government cannot even hold meetings because they don't have drinking water for their guests. It's a broke government. And I have been saying this. People don't seem to understand when I speak it. I told you I'm like Jeremiah or Elijah in the Bible. I can read signs. I've read the signs on the wall as Jeremiah read. Mene, mene, tekel. This one, it is over. They don't have money. And they will keep raiding your pocket. Every single day. They will wake up, they want to come to your pocket to get money. Because 80% of what you've given them in your existing taxes is going to debt finance. They are coming to your pocket to get more. You don't have it in your own pocket. You don't have more money that you can give them. You reached the Laffer curve long time ago. In fact, 2 years ago. You had reached the Laffer curve. So there's no more money in your pocket. There's no production taking place here. There's no money circulating in the economy. Because there's no productive activity that you can say this is being done and people are able to provide labor, sell goods or services and make money. That doesn't exist. Every money that is being collected is spent. 80% of it on debt, the remaining 20% on operations. So that is here.
So both the government and the citizens are broke.
Everybody is broke. So a broke person trying to steal from another broke person is what they're doing. Do you know that that's the problem? As we've said, and people keep asking me, what is your proposed solution? And if you are an ardent follower of our channel, you should know by now that we've said the elephant in the room is debt. You are paying 80% of your revenue to debt service. Go and open those debt books. Find out whether this money was taken lawfully using Kenyan law. What project did this money fund? And if you find that there is a money that was taken as a debt that is odious, that is illegal, don't pay it. If there was money that was taken that is legally taken and was applied to a project, pay it. If an audit is done of our debt stock, you will see the sum come down from where it is now, 80% to even 20, 30%. Then you'll have a breather. You'll have some money that government can use to spur growth and development by supporting some infrastructure projects or coming up with a stimulus program that will start boosting production. As things stand now, you only need a Kenyan who will have the confidence and the courage to confront the debt monster. That is when this country will change. Anything else, we are wasting time. And I'm very clear, and I invite anybody who has another formula to change this, to put on the table. We are doing this for the better of the people of Kenya. If you think you can solve it, put on the table. I've put mine on the table. It is debt finance.
But the president, during the swearing in of Professor Kindiki, said that now he has been lonely at the presidency, and now he has Abraham Kithure Kindiki, who understands.
The one he called Abrake.
Yes.
Abracadabra.
Yes.
Abrake. Abracadabra.
So the one who understands the problem of
the problem that we had before was not Rigiji. It was not the problem. So Kindiki cannot be the solution.
What was the problem?
The problem was debt. This government is broke. There's no money. 80% of their collections goes to debt finance. So removing Rigiji and bringing Kindiki is just changing the monkeys in the forest. The forest remains the same. So nothing has changed. You are going to start throwing stones at Kindiki here from tomorrow.
Yes.
Because it's just a new monkey that has come into the forest. But the problem is still there. The debt is still on the table. Government will not provide services. Government will keep coming up to raid your pockets. Every program they try to implement will collapse. They can't see it to fruition. Which project can you tell me Kenya Kwanza is doing to fruition? Why?
Even for the last 2 years.
Yeah, which one? None. Why? Because they do not have money. And why don't they have money? Because the bulk of the money they collect goes to debt finance. As we are saying, that is the problem.
But we see the government borrowing money every day.
They borrow money for what? To do what project? Because in our laws, you borrow money for a project. So you should tell me we borrowed 100 billion here. Tell us which road that 100 billion is going to build. So that we can go and work, provide labor in that site. We can supply materials on that site. we can see the value of land increasing in that locality. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So Kenyans should avoid over discussing the symptoms of a failed regime.
Yeah.
Because shift share collapsing, those are just symptoms of failure of this debt question, the economic question.
Yeah.
When you see university funding model, they are transferring the bulk of costs to parents. That is just part of because they don't have money. And I did tell you here last year that there will be haircuts.
True.
What is shift share in economic terms? It's a haircut. Government has said you earning this much money.
Yeah.
I want you to contribute the bigger chunk of your money towards healthcare. It's a haircut. They are haircutting your salary
With a percentage.
with a percentage. That some people will even pay 70,000 a year or even 150,000 per year. But the quality of service they are offered, far much less. Bupa, with 200,000 Kenya shillings, you can get comprehensive cover up to 50 million in any part of the world. The shift share, with 150,000, you qualify for dental of a family of 4 of 2,000.
Yeah.
To buy a toothpaste and toothbrush. How is that comprehensive? It's not about healthcare.
Yeah.
It's about haircut. Government thinks you earn a lot of money. We want to take part of it. So we hide under shift share.
Yeah.
We go to university, you're a parent. We want to transfer the burden of funding university education to you.
Yeah.
How do we do it? Come up with a bundling model. Because you perceive to come from a rich family or you are capable of paying, you are given a higher cost.
Yeah.
You don't qualify for sponsorship. Why? It is haircut.
Yeah.
All these things that you're seeing, these are haircuts. They are trying to introduce fees on your money lending transactions, on your bitcoins.
Yes.
It's haircut. You have money somewhere. You have an asset. Government is coming to take a fraction of it.
Yeah.
You have a motor vehicle. They came up with motor vehicle circulation tax.
Yeah.
It's an asset. They want to take a fraction of it. It's haircut. So they will do all of this. Then at some point, it will not be enough.
Yeah.
Then they come for the ultimate. Money is sitting in account. Cut the hair. You'll have land. Impose land rates to all parcels of land in the country registered. Then the final anomaly is you just wake up one morning and you're told you've lost 30% of your M-Pesa deposit and your money is sitting in an account.
To the government.
To the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this is just 2 years in government. What do you think of the remaining 3 years?
Pain. Pain. If you say I'm a prophet of doom, sir, you live your prophet of joy. Me, I'm Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I read the signs on the wall. A prophet is not supposed to tell you what you want to hear. He's supposed to tell you what the truth is.
Yeah.
2 more years of William Ruto is pain. Pain, pain, pain. Because the economy is not improving.
Yeah.
More and more people are becoming jobless. Many shops are closing. Factories are closing. But the government wants more money from you. The cost of living is becoming higher and higher. So if that's not pain, then I don't know.
Yeah.
Me, I recognize that to be pain. So it is going to be more pain.
And now the government introducing these new taxes that were actually rejected in the finance bill. What message does it send to Kenya? Does it mean that we might be surprised to see now the entire
finance bill is coming up in January? That one is guaranteed. They will bring another one probably in January. Or they'll bring an omnibus legislation that can carry all most of them. So it is what they're going to do. I said this when they did broad-based. But it's going to come here with the new tax measures. Has it not come with the new tax measures? Yes. And I'm telling you, it's also coming with more. This is just the beginning. By next year, January, there'll be more.
Yeah.
Then also in April, there'll be more.
And in June.
And in June. And I'm telling you, while this is happening, your pocket is not growing any fatter. Your pocket is becoming thinner and thinner. So your ability to live in the formal economy is reducing. People will go into the informal economy. You plant maize there and vegetables and you eat. So you just end up living to eat. That's it. You're not doing any production. You become subsistence.
Yeah.
That is what failed systems do. And this is a failed system. Anybody who thinks they can find salvation in William Ruto and his administration, fair enough. Proceed. He's there.
Yeah.
I wish you well.
And do you think Safina has that salvation?
Yes, Safina is the vessel of God. Safina is the vessel of God. As we believe that the problem is the economy and the elephant in the room is debt. and we are convicted that we must open that debt book,
Yeah.
take out illegal debts, let the Kenyan people get a relief. And we only pay for debt that was taken legally. Let those who are taking debts illegally in the name of Kenya, let them pay for it. Why should we transfer the burden of paying for that money to the poor old women in the village who have to sell a bunch of bananas, and we take a part of that bunch of bananas to go and pay illegal debt? No, why? We should say no. That is what we believe in. That is what we stand for. Start by reducing debt. Go after, call for accountability on debt. Once you do that, you supply side economics, reduce taxation, empower the private sector, reduce government presence. What is the government barrier to your growth? Remove it. That is what Safina is about. Safina is the future, and the future is about the people's agenda. Empower the people. And our Supreme Court has lost it. So they're hosting William Ruto and Kindiki at a conference. And they're trying to tell us that there's an amorphous thing called national interest that is superior to public interest. What is that national interest? You should tell them out, call them out. No. Public interest is supreme and sovereign, even to the Supreme Court. The supremest being in this country is called the public interest. It is the people of Kenya, not national. What is national interest? National interest is subservient to the public interest. If whatever they are calling national interest is contrary to the public interest, then that national interest must take a back burner. And I want to remind Kenyans in 2010 when we were doing the constitution, some people from the intelligence forces tried sneaking in that question in the Bill of Rights. That the Bill of Rights, they tried sneaking in a provision that the rights in the constitution can be limited in the interest of national security. And some hawk-eyed Kenyans, I think led by Henry Maina, were able to see it. And they were reading the draft every day. You'll read it every day. So when the government printer released the draft, he said, hey, this was not there. Where did it come from? They had gone to the government printer and inserted that one sentence. Just 2 words. And Akina Maina saw it and they flashed it. What is this? It was not in the draft which was shared. And they had to remove that nonsense of national security interest. And that is them. That's how they operate. So that if we had this constitution, well, if they had succeeded, in our constitution today, we will have had a clause that provides that your rights can be limited for national security interest, which is not defined. Because even if you go to court with them, they tell you national security. It's confidential. They cannot say. Those are rumors.
It is only them who know what
it is. It's them who know what it is. And then you have a Supreme Court giving them an audience to spew those kind of garbage to the people of Kenya. The Supreme Court needs to be very assertive. And this GSL of the Supreme Court need to take a position. Are they serving the people of Kenya or the executive? Because I believe there's only one constitution in Kenya. But our Supreme Court seems to think they have a new constitution that only applies to them. Because you see now, it seems becoming a commonplace that a decision made in the High Court, upheld by the Court of Appeal, goes to Supreme Court, something else.
It means a different thing.
It means a different thing. So it seems they are reading their own constitution, not the one that us we are litigating with, that we live by. And the way things are, even those CSs who the High Court nullified their appointments, they can just go to Supreme Court, they will see them back. The Supreme Court has decided that whatever William Ruto wants, William Ruto will get. So they can continue. Let them just go and appeal. They will be back to office tomorrow. They can even be heard very fast. Because they are no longer representing the constitution that we know. And this is criticism that they must take. They have lost the public psyche. They are no longer representing the national interest. That public participation that we've known, and that the courts and even themselves had spoken what public participation is. What parameters. They need to explain to the people why you didn't take into account their views. Qualitative aspect of public participation. In this last case for finance bill, they've neutered it. They've messed it up.
It features nowhere.
It features nowhere. In fact, they said there was public participation. As long as you say you went to the public. What the public said is not important. In fact, one thing that we must say is this. Our constitution even talks of people participation of the people. Not just public participation. Participation of the people. That is a very loaded statement. Because it means the people are actively involved. Directly. So you must show there is participation and there is people. So people are involved in what you are doing. That's a loaded statement. Our Supreme Court seems to think that is nonsense. Our Supreme Court says you can have revenue, a budget without revenue estimates. How? What are you budgeting for? Eh? And they're okay with it. Then you see them asking the court to press that Ruto to give them an office, a new building. Infrastructure, a project, a new building for the people to eat money. They are there are only 7 of them. There are 7.
They have an entire building.
They have an entire building in town. That building, when we were first admitted as advocates, used to house all the high courts in Nairobi.
Oh.
That building.
Before we moved to
Milimani, it was that building. It had the entire high court and the court of appeal and some magistrates. Plus prison holding cells were there.
Oh.
Now they want an entire building. And yet these 7 people, they are never in the office every day. Most of their cases, they do them virtually. And if you look at the back, somebody is doing it from his office at home.
Yes.
Not from court.
Yes.
So which this new building that they want it for what? They are researchers? That you're telling me the entire high court that used to sit there, at the court of appeal and the magistrates. In terms of prioritization, that cannot be a priority at your new building. Our priority should be the quality of justice you are dispensing. The quality of justice. But even their jurisdiction, what were they supposed to be dealing with? Presidential petitions or advisory opinions. Nowadays they deal with even succession matters. You find somebody has filed a case for succession. Him and his brother are fighting over land and some piece of chicken that their grandfather left for them. It is filed in the Supreme Court. They litigate all the way to the Supreme Court. Why? There's no difference between the Supreme Court and the Magistrates Court. Those are disputes that the courts that are at the lower levels, the Magistrates Court, High Court, deal with. You do the first hearing. It has lost its value. It's no longer representing the people of Kenya. They've expanded their jurisdiction beyond what the Constitution had envisaged. And their decisions are topsy-turvy. Today they say this, tomorrow they say this. The next day they say this, then they say this. They are what we call a dagaria. You can't tell the front and the back. Our Supreme Court is a dagaria. It has no mbele wala nyuma. He tells you this today, you go advise a client, this is what the Supreme Court has said, this is the position of the law. The client believes in you, you go to the Supreme Court, they tell you no, it is this other way. You ask yourself, what is this?
And is that not the same way the executive behaves?
Of course. That is why they could, you see them laughing together. And they've joined the confusion of William Ruto's administration. That is what now is being served to Kenyans as justice. They've printed their own new constitution that we don't know. In fact, what they need to do to us is just to give us a copy of that constitution. We can use it to advise our clients. Let them give us a copy of that constitution. We advise our clients and even tell the High Court that these cases we've been winning in the High Court, you apply the wrong constitution, apply this one. So that by the time the matter goes to the Supreme Court, we are all aligned.
With the same constitution.
With the same constitution. Seems that we are dealing with different constitutions. At the High Court, Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court has its own constitution. So we are only requesting the Supreme Court to make that constitution public to all Kenyans. And we share it with the other courts when we go to argue. We don't want to be arguing there down here with the Constitution of Kenya as we know it. We get judgments which are very progressive. Then we go to the Supreme Court and there's a new constitution that is only known to the 7 of them. Just give it to us. Once you give us the constitution, we'll read, interpret, and then advise our clients accordingly. And even when you go to the High Court, you'll be telling the High Court you're referring to the wrong constitution, use this one. And life will be easier for everyone.
So that your clients do not think you don't know law.
They may think that you don't know law. But it is the judges who are reading the wrong constitution, not the one that everybody else has. And not all judges, Supreme Court. These other judges read the same constitution that we know. And you can tell even if you're losing a case or winning a case, you can tell in terms of interpretation of the law. But this other one, it's a new constitution. Just give it to us. Maybe our new constitution of Kenya 2022. Supreme Court edition. Give us that copy of the constitution. We'll gladly apply it and advise our clients appropriately. And the Kenyan people will know this is the Constitution of Kenya, abridged version, 2022, Supreme Court version. And we use it. We will not even be filing the cases before the Supreme Court. They will conclude down here.
Because it's the same.
The same. But now that we think there's one constitution, we end up telling clients to go to court, Supreme Court. Because we are reading the constitution that we have. Then the Supreme Court comes with its own things. But that is Kenya Kwanza and Supreme Court. We must call out those justices. They are no longer representing our interests.
And the same conference, the president was telling the Supreme Court, actually the CJ, to actually direct her members that they should not interfere with other institutions. Does it mean now the president knows that the court has been interfering with other institutions?
What is interfering? Interfering is applying the constitution. You know, the least I say about Martha Koome, the better. Her track record in that court is going to speak for itself. But what is not in doubt is that she has thoroughly undermined the rule of law and constitutionalism as we know it. That is a legacy.
Yeah. That is her legacy.
That is a legacy. The least said about her, the better.
Wow. Talk to Kenyans.
Kenyans, we get ready. Things may look tough,
Yes.
but the spirit of the Kenyan does not relent. Kenya Kwanza is here, Kenya Kwanza will go. But the nation of Kenya will forever be here. And we must mobilize and organize to make sure that we get them all out. The sooner, the better. Thank you.